Hello, I'm Matthew Olson with Signalfire. We're a creative marketing team out of southern Wisconsin, and I am joined today with Stephen Pickering from Drywater Productions. We're here to talk a lot about video today.
We do a lot of the videos for nonprofits, and it's the pleas for funding, and it's held at a big fancy gala, a nice beautiful event, and but if it goes there and then it's just gone,
right?
They get their money out of it because it was used for that purpose. But you can get so much more. And so that's where we're trying to educate. Yeah, we want to get people to realize there is so much else that you can do with it.
And you bring up a good point from the standpoint of, when we now kind of tongue-in-cheek say, you record it once, you use it many times, but a lot of times we lose sight of the fact that, doesn't mean you have to use it all at once.
Exactly.
Using that video then for promotional material for the following year, or you start looking at that as you start building this asset library or video content library, you can start looking at your marketing efforts across the entire year and saying, hey, you know what? Be a good idea to plant that video as a seed 120 days ahead of the event for next year. Or we've got this plea video that's for a fundraiser, things like that. Hey, we want to tuck that in, everyone, and kind of keep that bug in their ear.
Yeah.
All that. And that's kind of one of the areas that makes video such a powerful content tool is, again, that incessant need to watch it, but also the stickiness it has when people see it and know that, hey, okay, this is something I need to take action for. Oh, this is something I want to revisit. Oh, this is the widget that I really need in the house. Oh my gosh, I forgot to pick up that widget again.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that you stay connected with your target customer very, very well.
Yeah, we have one client that we shoot a lot of footage for, and we edit their videos. But in addition to that, part of the contract is that we'll shoot additional footage for them, additional B-roll of events, of outdoor activities. And we deliver this all to them for them to use throughout the year. And they just edit it on their own, or they have interns who can edit that. And so that's an agreement that we have between them. You'd have to, if somebody was working with a company, they'd have to decide what they can and can't do as far as getting the footage. But another client of ours has, actually a few of them, we film all year long for them. Right. And so we'll film not each event, but we'll film multiple times a month. And at the end of the year, we have this big library, and we can edit then videos to promote those events all next year. And then even capture some of the updated shots.
And that's probably one of the greatest powers video has with marketing. It really gives the donor, the customer, the prospect, it gives them that insight into the brand so well that it really it forms a far more authentic bond. And that authenticity comes through far better in video than it would in photos or other things. I mean, how important authenticity is was really well illustrated last year when one of the tourism organizations in North Carolina took a picture of their beach. Now, a hurricane had gone through relatively recently and had washed up trees and branches and a lot of organic debris up onto the beach, but a little further back. Well, they did a little experiment. They took one picture that had the debris there as well as a beautiful beach shot. They posted that on social media. Well, then they posted another version of it, cropped, not altered, just cropped, of the debris not there, and it's just the pristine beach. People better identified with the picture that had the debris on the beach because it's more real. It's not pristine. It's not perfect because nobody thinks perfection is real. And so as you're looking at your video, that's one of the things to also keep in mind. You know what? One of the greatest enemies of great is perfect. That if you keep striving to get to perfect, you're never going to get there.
Yeah. Stock footage, we try We try to avoid stock footage at all costs. There is some incredible stock footage that you can tell it was shot to not look like stock footage.
Yep.
It looked like it was just beautifully shot, and it looks genuine. But so much of the stock footage is it's not natural. The lighting is not natural. It's this pristine photo shoot, and that's no one wants to see a photo shoot.
Right.
And so that's something that it's kind of a struggle when we have that option of just using this perfect footage. When it takes more time for us to film something on our own, but filming that on our own is authentic, and the not only does the customer see it, but the viewers see that, and they see even trees that are in the background.
Absolutely.
And they can make that association.
One of the things, especially kind of on the topic of authenticity with video, especially as you look at it for social media, for all different types of marketing applications, you know what? They'll be forgiving for the DIY videos. They'll be forgiving for a lot of stuff. But if you're in a situation where you're saying you're doing the big ask, you're going for a capital campaign, or you're doing an origin video because you want to take your company public, those are times where, yes, you want the pros involved. But on the other side, it's like, it's still okay to be DIYs. But understanding the difference on when to do what is going to be important. And as much as everyone loves to say, hey, you can go either way on social, and there's definitely a time and place where you want to bring in the big guns.
Absolutely. And like an easy example would be, you don't see the TV commercials. You don't see a user submitted TV commercial for a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess there aren't commercials for Ferraris. Lincoln,
Right.
You're not seeing those fun, quirky ones because they have a brand image, and that
absolutely.
is no one's going to change that.
As strange as it might be with Lincoln and Matthew McConaughey.
I know, I know. It doesn't make sense, but there's definitely that prestige that is there, and I think that you need to know your brand. And
Absolutely.
even user submitted content can be really great. But yes, there's definitely a place for that professional, polished video, and then the place for just doing video on your own and being genuine.
And knowing when to use that in marketing is sometimes a tough call. And what we do with so many of our clients that need to balance that, that's really where your marketing team comes into play with understanding what is your brand voice, what are your buyer personas like, what is the customer's journey, and understanding how all of these things fit together and how the right video can make all the difference and hit all the right notes.
And that's what's really helpful when someone comes to us who has a marketing company that they're already working with. For example, somebody who has already partnered with you on a project. It's great when you can call us in and you can say, here's what we believe is needed. But it's usually us talking first, because you've already spoken with your client, and then we all get together and we make it come to life. If somebody comes to you and it is a video that they can do on their own, it doesn't serve you any good to say, give us money and then we're going to hire this other company. You can help them determine if they can do it themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Same kind of mentality when it comes to taking your video and starting to market. And I mean, if you had to say, okay, you know what would Signalfire's checklist be for what to do with the video once we've received it from our video partner? Bottom line, it comes down to a few simple steps. First off, make sure you're getting it on an embeddable player platform like YouTube. Make sure you take that post and make sure that you've applied a little bit of keyword research to write a good title and a really good description. Don't be afraid to use some of the tags either.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's real easy to overlook. Hey, snoop in on your competitors and figure out what are they doing, and is it working or not working for them.
Yeah.
So once you've got it into the different the YouTube platform, then you start looking at saying, okay, now we need to roll it out to social media, things like that. But also, as you're kind of going through and looking at that, make sure that you're also looking and saying, is this one video really 3 videos, or can we somehow manipulate it another way specific to each of the social media platforms?
Yeah.
Finally, don't be afraid to use it on email blasts. That's probably one of the most overlooked ways to really see a lot of success for getting a video out there.
Yeah.
Being able to embed a graphic as well as linking straight to your website is a really good idea. Ultimately, with all of it is you want to take this piece of content that you've invested in and get as much mileage out of it. You want to use it over and over again in as many different ways as you can, and that will ultimately be one of the most successful outcomes for it.
Yeah. One of the things with when you're shooting or when you're getting multiple uses out of it is sometimes it takes a lot of foresight to think about that and think about the different alternate endings that you can use for different channels. Sometimes it's not that at all. Sometimes it's literally just looking at the footage that you've got or the story that you have and saying, are there multiple stories in here?
Oh, absolutely.
One of the examples was we filmed with a dentist, and it was just a bio video. Just he wanted to share with people kind of what their office is like, do a sneak peek behind the scenes of the office. And one of the questions he gets asked a lot is, do we accept insurance? So he was able to say, we do accept insurance, but we're also willing to work with you and try to figure out how to make it work within your budget if you don't have insurance. That's what made it into the video, but he elaborated on these are the different types of insurance, this, which was unnecessary for that video, but it makes a perfect little title box. Do you accept insurance? Play. We do accept insurance. And then that's where it's a 30-second or 40-second video talking about it.
And there's probably more traction out of those 30 seconds than out of his bio video. As much as people love to learn about who they're working with, and
they have a specific question, and when they can get it answered in a quick little, of course you could type it. Yeah. But I would watch a video if it said that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, will you watch a 1-minute video or read 2 paragraphs of text? You're going to watch the video.
And you're going to remember the video.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's a double whammy.
So as you start looking at kind of how you take that video and carry it forward into your marketing, once you get a piece of video delivered, it's really, you've got a piece of content that's born. You can raise it and really kind of apply it in a whole different series of applications. So that's one of the things that is like, don't just get that piece of content delivered and stick it somewhere and leave it on a shelf to collect dust. Really put it to work for you, because it's an investment that will deliver a return once it's applied.
Yeah. And if it's an evergreen video, it will always be relevant, and it can always be reused.
Exactly. Stephen, there was a lot we talked about in terms of whether or not you should do your first video. Parting thoughts, or...
If you're like most people, the first video you do is going to be a challenge. But once that first video is done, it's done. Even if you had to redo it, you got that first attempt done, and it's only going to get better from there. So that would be my biggest suggestion. You need video. It's so powerful. It's so helpful for so many reasons, and you can do a lot on your own. It's just you got to get over that hump of it's intimidating. It's scary. I'm going to look dumb. What if the camera stops recording and then I'm talking to myself this whole time? So you got to get over it. And if at the end of the day you just don't like the video, you can do it again, and you're going to be better. Every time you do it, you're going to get better.
Fantastic. So if someone wants to get a hold of you and ask you to do a video, how can we get a hold of you?
Check out our website, drywaterproductions.com. We have a Facebook channel and YouTube channel as well. But just shoot us an email or give me a call, and we'll talk about some ideas and see what we can do.
Sounds great. What's your URL one more time?
Drywaterproductions.com.
And your phone number?
Phone number is 608-728-2456.
Fantastic. Looks like it will be able to help a lot of people with some video.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Thanks again for joining us. My name is Matthew Olson. I'm the president and creative director of Signalfire. We're a Southern Wisconsin marketing agency that specializes in destination marketing organizations, tourism, hospitality, and other related businesses. We hope that you'll swing by and check us out on our website, signalfire.us, or give us a call at area code 262-725-4500. We'd be happy to answer any questions or find out how we can help you.